So we just finished the Next Horizon Gaming in LA and flew back. We are now in the beautiful land of Australia. I'm at Brisbane International Airport. Got a direct flight back, but that's not going to stop me from doing some Tech YES aftercare. Now, when you sell a gaming PC, there's always good karma, and good karma equals a good future, and that's what I do. So for someone who buys a computer off me, I want to make sure they have a great experience from start to finish. And so today we're going to actually fix a couple of computers up, because while I was on holidays, I got some messages, and this actually started from Computex. I just did not have a chance since Computex and this LA event. But now I'm going to do a bit of a Tech YES Lovin to some of these PCs, make sure they're working all okay, and also try and pick up some deals while I'm up in Brisbane. Since Brisbane is a city that's about an hour drive from where I live, since I'm getting picked up here, I thought might as well just keep going, regardless of how jet lagged or sleepy I am. So just finished up with that first PC repair, and I guess I wouldn't call it a repair, it's actually my own bad. I sold a PC during Computex and I accidentally left a 4-core Ryzen CPU in there, so I've now changed it over to a 6-core and I got the 4-core right here. But I am right around the corner from Les's house. Now if you guys watch the used monthly parts hunts, you'll know that Les is a regular that I go to, and it would be a cardinal sin to not drop in at 7:30 a.m. in the morning and pay him a visit if I was right around the area. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. Also, there's some awesome cafe in the back here. I'm just gonna quickly go get some breakfast and chow down.
For the record.
So we just got out of Les's place, and he always takes good care of me. I got 8 monitors. They were like 22-inch to 23-inch screens. We've got 3 PCs, and we also got a 4GB stick of memory and 3 hard drives. Now this is pretty important here, the stick of memory, because I just got back from the airport and I'm on the road up at Brisbane, and I've got a screwdriver, and I've now got to go fix another PC, and I've just picked up the parts for that PC. So you guys can see already that I'm making things work on the road, proper hustling. But also on that note, how did America go in terms of getting the deals over there? We'll talk about that when I get back to the studio with real talk, but you can see here I've got a little bit of an itch I need to scratch in terms of hustling, and we'll talk about that too. But let's move on now to the next location, get the work done, and then get back to the studio with this haul. So I'm now at the last place. This is called Ipswich, and the person who I went to go fix their PC up there, unfortunately at work, which is understandable since it is a Thursday, but I'm actually at my sister's home, which is literally like 2 minutes around the corner. So I've just put the replacement parts at her place, and the guy who needs the parts fixed up can just come and pick them up after he finishes work. So that's that problem solved. And also while I'm here, my sister's a little bit camera shy, but she's wanted to show me her chickens, and she reckons they're awesome because you can like feed them anything and then they'll turn anything into eggs. And that's kind of like, that's very similar to the Tech YES story. You take trash and you turn it into treasure. But our last stop is now the Gold Coast, so let's get this hustle back to the Tech YES studio. So here's all the hustle here on the desk, unloaded in all its glory. You can see there a massive score, but in about half an hour, there is another PC that's coming here to the Tech YES studio to get a quick patch up. So we'll detail that very soon. But before we do, we'll quickly sit down and do some real talk with you guys. So you guys are probably sitting there wondering like, what the this guy just got off a plane, 14-hour flight. He's in there, he's already hustling again, like have a break. And this is where we get down to that argument of introvert, extrovert, and you know, like the extrovert will get charged in terms of energy, when they go out in public and they socialize and stuff. And then the introvert's the opposite. They'll be in their man cave or wherever they are, and they'll charge their energy via being inside that introverted space. But me, I'm sort of a different brand altogether. I'd like to think of myself as a hustler-vert. And so when I start hustling and getting deals, that's my energy getting charged up again. And when I docked into LA, I was so jet lagged because I'd just come off Computex, uploaded a heap of content for you guys in the meantime when I got back for the 3-day break. So I hope you guys enjoyed some of that content coming out, like the 1903 update and some other videos. But I docked into LA at like the worst time. I came in at 7 in the morning and I'd been up all the day before in Australia, which we then flew back a day. It was kind of weird, like Back to the Future kind of stuff. And I went to the hotel and I crashed out, and then I woke up at like 7 p.m. So my body clock was already messed up by the time I got to LA for the AMD event. And then the whole weekend I was covering that event. I didn't get any time to sort of step outside and hustle, though. As soon as I got in and I woke up that night, I was on Facebook Marketplace and I already lined up some really good deals. The problem is that my Bank of America card, there was this mix up where they sent it out to the wrong address, so my friend didn't have it, and so I couldn't get any USD out, and so I was literally left with a sticky situation where I couldn't even pick up these deals. But it was weird because I did negotiate 2 Ryzen 5 2600s for 100 USD a pop, and also found a Vega 56, I think, for 180 USD, as well as a whole PC for about $280, and I think that had some really good specs inside, like an RX 580 and a Ryzen CPU too. So I was lining up a really special hustle, but it just didn't come to realization due to those factors of me not being able to get a car, because no one at the event had a ride that I could borrow. And I was like, look, can I give someone here, a couple of bucks so I can just take their car out and quickly get some deals? And everyone there was like, no, we haven't got access to a car. And I was like, okay, so I'm not really gonna get an Uber and go all around LA, because that'll sort of beat the purpose of getting deals in the first place, where those deals will end up costing twice as much as they usually would. But Los Angeles always has really good deals going on, and that was with me on the marketplace for like 9 minutes. I think I screen recorded the whole session. So that's how easy it is to get deals if you're in LA. There's also OfferUp as well, but unfortunately on my smartphone, because it's Australian based, I can't use that app. I'm gonna try a workaround where I use a VPN on my phone next time I'm there. But hopefully I made up for all of that and then some with all these deals on the table here. But let's go and fix this PC, and then we may even have to fix up one more PC later in the afternoon before we come back to a conclusion. So that PC ended up coming in, and it was the quickest fix of my life for a PC, because it looked like it was working absolutely fine, which means that the person who bought the PC off me probably has an issue elsewhere with something like a faulty monitor cable or even a faulty monitor. So that was kind of good to see in my case, but kind of if there's still problems existing for that person, I said that I would make a trip to their place and fix it up afterwards, because you've always got to keep the customer happy with that Tech YES aftercare. So with that problem done and dusted, I am waiting on a reply for the last problem here that I have to go fix up, and if I do, I'll quickly get on the road and take you guys with us. We can check out what's wrong, fix that computer too. But in the meantime, I do need some Tech YES Lovin, which this pillow on this couch is going to provide. So it's now 8:30 p.m. Just got back from finishing the last fix of the Tech YES aftercare, and that ended up being really, really weird. In fact, it was such a weird problem I haven't encountered it yet. And to let you guys know what happened, first of all, changed the motherboard over, changed the power supply over, brought a different graphics card. It was still having the problems initially like I had. Brought 2 sticks of memory over that were 8GB sticks, because there was 4GB sticks of memory in there. And so after a bit of troubleshooting, I then went into the BIOS and noticed the memory was at 1600 megahertz, CL10, which is fine, but a command rate of 1, And now one thing with the command rate, having it set at 1, especially with 4 sticks of memory, is it's very strenuous on the integrated memory controller on a CPU. And so the 3770 being one of those CPUs that went from 32 nanometer just down to 22 nanometer, it was at that stage where this could present a problem of not a rapidly degrading CPU, but a CPU that's degrading, especially on the IMC side, faster than otherwise usual. So this PC was like, it's 6 months out of warranty or something, but again, I still like to take care of people. So what I did was I then dropped the memory down to CL2, command rate of 2, and then everything was up and running again. So that's something I've learned, in that CL1, it can, especially like I said just before, with 4 sticks of memory installed in a motherboard with the CPU, it can degrade that IMC. So it's something to look out for in the future. I didn't even think of it when I initially put this PC together, but it is something to look out for if that automatic, because that's what it booted up with. It automatically defaulted to those timings and sub timings on the memory when I initially built this PC. So that was really crazy, something that took me a couple of hours actually to troubleshoot, because I had to change a lot of things over, and then finally got to the bottom of the problem, one thing at a time. And I guess that was sort of the most bizarre problem I've had yet. But with that said, guys, today we have done so much. We've hustled a whole table full of deals. We've fixed up 4 computer problems for people who have had issues. And on top of that, I've still managed to crash out for a couple of hours on the couch. And from here on in, I am going to actually eat some dinner, have a shower, and then crash out yet again, get a big night's rest, because I've just been traveling in this last 2 weeks to Taiwan and then to LA for the AMD event, and I'm absolutely spent. So I think tomorrow I might just take it a little bit easier than usual, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, then be sure to hit that like button for us. But let us know in the comments section below, what is the weirdest problem you've had when it comes to dealing with PCs? This one here today, I think that's tops the charts for me, as I kind of have seen it slightly before in the past when I was dealing with that 4770K that was delidded and stuttering from Italy. If you guys haven't seen that video, I'll put it up here. But it is weird to see this problem creep up with a 3770 at 1600 megahertz, especially when that CPU is rated for 1600 megahertz. I guess the CL1, that command rate of 1T on those timings, is very strenuous on the CPU's IMC. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna get on out of here. I'll catch you in another tech video very soon. Peace out for now. Bye.